fifth is going on, that is morphology of flowering plants. Today I am going to describe next part 5. In this chapter we already learned about the different morphological character of the plant along that root system, shoot system, then their modification, and today I am going to describe inflorescence. What is inflorescence and their types? It is important for your knowledge as well as for your exam. So let us one by one, very simple. This one, inflorescence. What is this? Inflorescence. Pronunciation is a very important part of the biology. Otherwise you pronounce it in the wrong way, it is a problematic condition for you. But you can check the pronunciation with the help of different apps other by Google, and it is for maintaining your pronunciation process. Inflorescence, this is very simple. What is inflorescence? Inflorescence means the arrangement of flowers on the floral axis is termed as inflorescence. Arrangement of flower on the floral axis, very simple, बहुत ही आसान है कि arrangement of flowers on the floral axis is termed as inflorescence. means फ्लावर का अरेंजमेंट उसके फ्लोरल एक्सिस पर ही उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? इनफ्लोरेसेंस बोलते हैं. their types is depending on the whether the apex get converted into flower and continue to grow. The types of arrangement of flower is depend upon the whether the apex get converted into the flower, otherwise continue to grow. कहाँ पे होता है? कैसे इसको हम लोग डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हैं? जहाँ पे फ्लावर जो है उसका एपेक्स कन्वर्ट हो जाता है किसमें? फ्लावर में, और उसकी कंटिन्यू ग्रोथ होने लगती है. इट इज आर टू टाइप. फर्स्ट वन इज द रेसमोज, दिस वन रेसमोज, एंड सेकंड वन इज द साइमोज. Two types of the inflorescence found in the flowering plant. In the flower, that is racemoth and cymoth. Racemoth, one by one, the main axis continue to grow. In the racemoth, the main axis is continue to grow, and in the cymoth, main axis terminates its in flower having लिमिटेड ग्रोथ. बहुत ही बेसिक टर्म है इसमें, बेसिक डिफरेंट. मेन एक्सिस रेसमोज का क्या होता है? कंटिन्यू हो जाता है किसके लिए? ग्रोथ के लिए. एंड इसका मेन एक्सिस क्या होता है? टर्मिनेट हो जाता है फ्लावर में, और उसके पास बहुत ही कम ग्रोथ होती है, डेवलपमेंट उसमें बहुत ही कम होता है. एंड दिस रेसमोज फ्लावरिंग प्लांट, flowers are born laterally in an acropetal succession. In the racemoth, flowers are born laterally in the acropetal succession, and in the cymoth, flowers are born in a basipetal succession. Two term here, acropetal succession and basipetal succession. A question arises in your mind, what is this? What is acropetal succession and basipetal succession? Acropetal succession, simply we can identify this acropetal succession, development of or maturation of part of flower from base to upward apex. Very simple. Acropetal development or maturation of part of flower from base to upward apex, and this basipetal just opposite basipetal this basipetal development of part of flower development of part of flower from apex to downward base. It is there to measure term, that is acropetal and basipetal. In the racemose condition, the flowering are borne laterally in an acropetal succession, and cymose flowers are borne in a basipetal succession. Example of racemose inflorescence: radish and mustard have the racemose inflorescence, and jasmine and bougainvillea etc. have the cymose inflorescence, means arrangement of flower on the floral axis. Acropetal is clear. Development or maturation of part of flower from base to upward apex, and basipetal means development of part of flower from apex to the downward base. This is the two term acropetal and basipetal succession in the inflorescence. Once again, inflorescence means arrangement of flower on the floral axis is termed to the inflorescence, and it is depending the types of the inflorescence depend upon the whether the apex get converted into the flower or continue to grow. It is a two type. First one are the racemose and second one is the cymose. In the racemose inflorescence, the main axis is continue to grow. In the cymose, main axis terminate into the flower and having limited growth. In the racemose, flowers are borne and laterally at the acropetal succession, and in the cymose, flowers are borne in a basipetal succession. For example of this racemose is radish and mustard, and cymose है jasmine and bougainvillea. And here acropetal and basipetal. Acropetal means development or maturation of part of flower from base to upward apex, and basipetal means development of or maturation of part of flower from base to the downward from apex to the downward base. This is all about inflorescence of flower, and this is the another morphological character of flowering plant. Next topic is the flower. It is important. We are studying about the morphology of flowering plants, so study about flower is most important. So one by one, their characteristic feature and what is basic terms related to the flowers I will teach you one by one. The flower. Flower is the very simply we know the reproductive part of angiospermic plants for sexual means of reproduction. First point come from this term. Flower is the reproductive part of the angiospermic plant for sexual means reproduction. In your board exam, in your competitive examination, question will come: who is reproductive part of the plants? So flower is the reproductive part of plants of the angiospermic plant for the mean of the sexual reproduction. And next one, a typical flower has 4 holes arranged on their swollen ends of stalk, that is called thalamus. In your lower classes, you study about this thalamus. I will teach you one by one. But a typical flower has the four folds arranged on the solitary ends of the stalk, that is called thalamus. They are calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. This calyx and corolla are sepal and petal. Once more, a typical arrangement of typical flower have the four arrangement, that is in the swollen tract, that is called thalamus, and with the thalamus there is calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. When flower has both androecium and gynoecium are called bisexual. When flower have both androecium and gynoecium are called bisexual. And when flower having either androecium or gynoecium only are called unisexual. Once again, when flower have both androecium and gynoecium, they are called bisexual. And when flower having either androecium or gynoecium are called unisexual flower. So another is the symmetry. They have two type of symmetry. First one is the actinomorphic symmetry and second one is the zygomorphic symmetry. Actinomorphic symmetry, simply it is also called radial symmetry, and in which actinomorphic flowers are divided into two equal parts or radial halves in any radii passing through from their center. For example, mustard, datura, and chili, etc. Very simple. In the actinomorphic symmetry, flowers divided into two equal radial halves in any radii passing through their center. For example, mustard, datura, and chili. And in the zygomorphic condition, what happened? In the zygomorphic condition, the flower is divided into two similar parts only in vertical plane, that is present in pea, gulmohar, and cassia, etc. This is about flower. Flower is the reproductive part of angiospermic plant for means of the reproduction, and a typical flower has four hooks arranged in there, that is attached to their end stalk, that is thalamus. They have calyx, corolla, androecium, and gynoecium. And when androecium and gynoecium have present both together, they are bisexual. When androecium and gynoecium separately found in the plant's flower, they are unisexual. And they are actinomorphic and zygomorphic symmetry. Actinomorphic means flowers divided into two equal halves from any radii passing through from center. For example, mustard, datura, and chili. And zygomorphic divided into similar parts only their vertical plane. For example of this, gulmohar, cassia, and pea. This is introduction about flower. Another property of flowers, when floral appendages are multiple of 3, 4 or 5, they are called trimerous, tetramerous, and pentamerous respectively. जब किसी फ्लावर के फ्लोरल अपेंडेज में मल्टीपल हो, थर्ड हो, 3, 4, 5 हो, so that are namely trimerous, tetramerous, and pentamerous called respectively. And when the flowers with bract are called bracteate and without bracts are called ebracteate. Means this bracteate and ebracteate means the reduced leaf found at the base of the pedicle of flower. So that is called bract, and without bract means ebracteate. Flower are bract in bracteate, and without bract is ebracteate. And on the basis of position of the ovary with respect to the other part of the flower, on the thalamus, flowers are classified into the hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. Three types of the flower: hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. Once again, when floral appendages are multiple into the flower, means 3, 4, 5, they are namely called trimerous, tetramerous and pentamerous. And when in the flower they have bract, they are called bracteate, and they have no bract, without bract the ebracteate. Bract means reduced leaf found in the base of the pedicel of the flower, so they are called bracteate, and without bract means they are ebracteate. On the basis of position of the ovary with respect to the other part of the plant, flowers are three types: hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. Next, one by one detail about the hypogynous flower, hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. What is this and their characteristic feature? Ovary of the hypogynous, ovary occupy the highest position. Ovary such as case called superior ovary. It is important example of this mustard, brinjal and China rose. In the hypogynous, ovary occupy the highest position. Ovary such as called superior ovary. इसमें ovary क्या होता है? हाईएस्ट पोजीशन उसके पास होता है, और उसको हम लोग सुपेरियर ओवरी बोलते हैं, जैसे मस्टर्ड में, ब्रिंजल में, चाइना रोज में पाया जाता है. दिस इज फिगर and they have ovary the highest position. You can see this is hypogynous flower. In the perigynous, if the gynosium is situated at the center, other parts are on the rim at the same height, that ovary is called half inferior. Once again, if gynosium is situated at the center and other part are on the rim of the same height are called half inferior. अगर गाइनोसियम सेंटर पर है और अन्य कोई पार्ट जो है उसके रिम पर मींस आउटर इलाके में है, सेम हाइट के, तो उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? हाफ इंफीरियर फ्लावर. इसमें आप देख सकते हैं सेम हाइट के half inferior flower. In your NCERT book also mention this figure, you can see. And last one is the epigynous. Epi means kinara. Margin of the thalamus grows at the completely cover the ovary are called inferior. इसमें आप देखेंगे ये है एपिगाइनस, ओवरी सेंटर में इसके चारों तरफ से इसको कवर कर लिया है यहाँ पर, and that is epigynous. Once again, hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. Hypogynous ovary occupy the highest position. Ovary such as called superior ovary. It is found in mustard, brinjal and China rose. You can see this one highest position. And in this perigynous, if the gynous is situated at the gynosium is situated at the center and other part are the rim, in the same as called half inferior. And in the epigynous, margin of the thalamus grows in the complete cover the ovary. Here you can see that is completely cover ovary, that is called inferior flower. This is all about the flower, and in this today I teach about the inflorescence and introduction about the flower. In next video I will teach about the part of the flower. Thank you.